Alright folks, welcome back once again for another vintage retro wax pack break. This time I got 10 packs of 1987 Fleer baseball, or as Don West used to say, 1987 Fleer! I loved Don West back in the day selling crappy cards late night. 1987 Fleer. This was a very popular set back in the late 80s, early 90s, just with the design I think was really popular, and it was a little harder to come by than the Donruss and Topps from 1987. These are actually the first few packs of these I've ever opened. My box is pretty banged up. Not too happy with the condition of the bottom of it, but what are you going to do? My Dale Murphy's all bent, and so is my Keith Hernandez, who's claims to not be from San Francisco, even though he is. And Ryan Sandberg and a Mets logo. I don't know if you can even see that with the angle of the camera there. Anyway, 87 Fleer was a nice design. Had the logo down at the bottom, dark blue fading to white. The problem with the 87 Fleer, in my opinion, is a lot of the pictures, the photography isn't clear. All the pictures kind of look like they're almost sun faded. So, in my opinion, good design, but the overall look of a lot of the cards, they just look kind of washed out. So they also have the limited edition All-Star insert cards, so we'll see if we pull any of those. Looking for Hall of Famers, of course, and some rookies. For some reason in 1987 Fleer did not have Mark McGwire in the base set. He was only in the update set. He was in Topps and he was in Donruss, but didn't make it into the Fleer base set. So, alright, start off. We got Donnie Moore, known more for giving up home runs to Dave Henderson in the playoffs and trying to kill his wife and then kill himself. Horrible, so we'll just go ahead and get rid of that one right now. Danny Big Cox, Mike Kingery, Bob Dernier, Chris Welsh. That looks like he's going to be having some Tommy John surgery if he keeps that form up. Mike Schmidt, there's a Hall of Famer. Glenn Hubbard, before he had his little beard. Darrell Porter. This guy looks like the teacher from, if anybody's seen the movie Election, the guy that's having the affair with Tracy Flick, played by, can't think of her name right now. I can see her face. Reese Witherspoon. That looks exactly like that teacher that's having the affair. Bruce Hurst, Joe Sambito, Craig Lefferts, Floyd Bannister. I like those old White Sox uniforms. Rich Yeti, Storm Davis, Billy Sample. It's chilly in here, Davis. And that's the end of that pack. This pack was at the bottom, so it looks a little sketchy. Lots of excess there. And it looks like I got an All-Star card right there on the bottom. I don't know who it was. I didn't see the write-up on it. But there's Tony Fernandez All-Star insert. We'll go ahead and take a look at who it is on the bottom, and it's Mike Schmidt. Not bad. I'll take it. Mario Soto, Steve Jerry Curl Jilts. I say that every time because this guy had Savage Jerry Curl, and it sounds like a good nickname to me. Paul Assmuncher, Wade Boggs, Hall of Famer. Tim Flannery, Ron Hassey, Jet Like Speed, Zane Smith, Rob Thompson, before I guess they called him Robbie, Randy Harry Bush, Lee Lacy, Jerry Mumphrey, Phil Bradley. Oh, I got a Cecilio Guante rookie card. Alan Ashby, Bruce Bochy. Interesting thing with the Fleer backs too, for the hitters, they give you like this little, supposed to be home plate, I guess, and where he hits certain pitches. I guess he hits the fastball towards the back end of the plate. I don't know how they ended up breaking this down into a 4x4 grid of exactly where he hits the pitches well. It's kind of interesting, but I wonder how factually correct that information actually is. But anyway, it's kind of interesting. I'll show you the back of a picture here in a second. We'll use Mark Clear for an example because he's right on top. They rate their pitches, and I doubt this guy even threw that many pitches. They don't have him ranked for a screwball, but they say he throws a sinker, a slider, a changeup, a curve, and a fastball. Most pitchers nowadays have 3, maybe 4 pitches And they've got this guy rated for 5, and they've got a screwball on there, which, interesting enough, hardly gets thrown nowadays. I remember back in 1987 there was a few guys that threw pretty good screwballs. Teddy Higuera comes to mind as one of them. But anyway, Bill Schroeder, Dusty Baker, Dave Collins, John Franco, AL West stoppers, Witt and Huff. That's a horrible superstar special card, and goofy as hell looking anyway, with Mike Witt here and Charlie Old Man Huff here with a goofy face. Ed Hearn, Doug Drabeck, Steve Farr, Kevin Mitchell, 4,000 strikeouts, superstar special all by himself, Steve Carlton, Hall of Famer, Jim Wolford, Roy Lee Jackson, Mel Hall, and Tim Wallach. All right, still looking for some rookies here. Stickers: Dave Schmidt, Ron Davis, Scott McGregor, Steve Carlton. It's almost like they just had numerous shots of the same wind-up here. Just, there's your Steve Carlton cards. Hey, there's a Will Clark rookie. It's a good one. Let's see, it's pretty well centered too. Frank Viola, Harry Spillman, looking like a retarded bat boy. Barry Bonds rookie in the same pack. All right. Terry Ford.